Boom shakalaka, Bitcoin approaches $100,000 and very interesting price prediction and exactly when alt season starts. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Bitcoin right now, just moments away from $100,000. An interesting price prediction, maybe lower than a lot of people thought, and exactly when alt season starts. Before we get into it, guys, like the video, come join us on Twitter through Crypto Love, and of course, subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos for over 7 years since 2017. Now, today, fear and greed at 82. Underwhelming amount of greed. I would expect it to be a lot frothier at the moment as we approach $100,000. And if we take a look at Bitcoin on Google Trends, you can see just barely breaking the 50% mark. Nowhere near where we were in June of 2022, or for that matter, back in 2021 and 2020, much, much higher, which tells me there's a lot higher to go. The overall market up almost 3% today. Bitcoin at 97,535. That's right. Could potentially be one of the last days under $100,000 if we don't get rejected. Ethereum at 31.31, Solana at 242, BNB at 609, XRP 112, Dogecoin 38 cents, Cardano 77 cents, and Tron 19 cents. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin, since the breakout at about $67,000, if we take that and we had a little bit of a bull flag right here, potentially, maybe a bullish pennant if you draw the top right there, well, a continuation of that would put Bitcoin price all the way up to roughly $117,000 if we don't find strong resistance at the big even of $100,000. So could we be headed there in the next couple of days? Abso-freaking-lutely. We just have to break through the 1.618 fib right here, and that would put us on a level where we could be seeing that pretty soon. Right now, Bitcoin says welcome back to the parabolic zone, as in this RSI level, the yellow area. Well, that is pretty much beginning of banana territory for Bitcoin. Lots of B's there. Fortunately, the Mayer multiple suggests it is still very, very early, echoing what we saw on Google Trends. Right now, there's a lot higher to go before we reach top territory on the Mayer multiple. And if you look at the money flow right down here on the bottom, it becomes very clear there's tremendous similarities between this cycle and the last cycle that we saw here. There was a first peak, which we had back in March. There was the bottom, which we just recently had. Money flow doing almost identical what we saw back then. Well, could we have another run coming? More than likely. Yes, the Stochh RSI still has plenty of room to move before it reaches the upper bounds, which would hit overbought levels. So buckle up. It does look like things are going to continue well through $100,000. And Q4 right here, also, if we take a look, 2025, going to be amazing for Bitcoin in terms of the 4-year cycle. It's pretty much the whole time, the green cycle on this spiral Bitcoin strategy, where basically price just continues to go up for the next year. So as crazy as it may seem, it does look like there's going to be somewhere between like 3 and 12 months of craziness coming for Bitcoin. However, this interesting price prediction may be a lot lower than a lot of people are thinking, myself included. Now, that could be coincidental, but it is interesting. If you take a look at the Bitcoin price on election day, and then 1 year later, back in 2012, there was an increase of 22.7%. Now, if we take a look at Bitcoin on election day in 2017, it was $710, or 2016, it was $710. Fast forward a year later, $7,200, which coincidentally was the previous year's increase times the price on election day times 44.5. Now, you have to remember that 44.5 because that's the modifier between all the cycles except for the first one. That's $7,200. Go figure. Well, that increase was 10.12%. And if we take that 10.12 times 44.15, the same number from up there, multiply it by the election day price, $13,588, that's $61,300. Go figure, 1 year later, $61,300. Now, what would Bitcoin price based on this model, which has been right a couple times. Now, there was no modifier in here of the 44.5, but, you know, who cares? If we take a look at that, what would it be predicting? Well, Bitcoin on election day, $69,400 times the previous increase, 4.51 times 44.5, that equals $139,180. Wouldn't it be coincidental if November 5th, 2025, Bitcoin price was $139,000? Well, we'll just have to keep that in the back of our minds and see if that actually happens. Now, as Bitcoin, we're waiting for a price to break $100,000. Could happen today, could happen tomorrow, might never happen. Doubtful, but possible. Well, altcoins haven't exactly moved yet. Bitcoin here is in red, altcoins in white, the total 3. Bitcoin pumps and altcoins are not yet moving much. Once you realize what is actually going on, you will see it as a gift. What is the gift? Well, this is the gift right here. When is alt season? Not sure, but the last 2 started after 3 consecutive weekly closes over the last Bitcoin weekly high. Take a look at this. We are starting to get to that point. 3 weeks of closes above the last high. Generally, alt season occurs shortly after Bitcoin starts pumping. So Bitcoin just started pumping. We likely have a little bit of time before alt season follows suit. And right now we're starting to see the total 2 breaking out of a month-long consolidation pattern, similar to what we saw back here in 2017 before things went parabolic. Things could be about to go absolutely freaking crazy. Solana right now bouncing away from the 10 SMA. If Solana follows the last moves, this would bring Solana price to roughly $1,000 per Sol. And Dogecoin having some big moves right now, ready for the next run. A hidden bullish divergence, which occurs when the price forms higher lows, which we see right here, while the RSI forms lower lows. This signal provides an early indication of uptrend continue in Doge. So we could be about to see massive moves for Bitcoin, for altcoins, and a lot of happiness going around, a bunch of wagmies and all that garbage and nonsense, and markets getting frothy, and then eventually everybody will go in 100x long and the market will liquidate everybody, and then it'll be the end of this bull run. Can't wait. So that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed it, like the video, come join us on Twitter with Crypto Love, subscribe to the channel. And also YouTube, just watch that video right there. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.